Hello, my friends. Happy Monday to you. It is the last day of August 2020. We are kind of getting to the finish line for 2020. Kind of thank goodness. It's been a crazy year. I've got 3 new journals to go into the shop today, you guys. These fabrics are new, and I really did gravitate to them. They all these colors kind of symbolize the end of summer and the beginning of fall. And typically I am, I'm not like into fall, but man, this year I'm just kind of feeling the fall buzz, and I'm feeling it a little bit early, and we can kind of benefit from just a little bit of closure to this, rather sad and crazy summer. This is a really super cool fabric, you guys. It like leaves. When the leaves fall in the fall, in the autumn, and they fall into water, and it's just such a divine photo, in your head. I know that we've all seen mountain streams, and we've all experienced the floating of leaves, the flow of leaves in a stream of water. So that is really what this fabric, to me, the story of this fabric entails. This is a soft cover journal. Now it is soft, you guys, because I used some different kind of book board. I do like it. I like soft cover journals because they kind of just super nestle together. Again, where I'm using hemp and I'm using big beads. This, I believe, is going to be a thing from now on. I know that I will use embroidery floss again, but I am digging the hemp, guys. The only problem with hemp is that it kind of pulls the spine down, but I'm not even too fussed by that. I love the organic nature of using hemp. I really like the idea behind it. I am finding it soothing to work with at the moment. I'm nestling into these darker colors, the rust colors, the feeling of fall that's in the air, and it's already kind of starting to stir around, you guys. So we start with a directional compass. You guys know how much I love a compass, or a pirate, or Jack Sparrow in particular. He is like one of my very favorite pirates of all time. We have book pages for you to work with. We have magazine pages for you to work with. There are illustrations, kind of anime things in these journals. You guys, I did a big clean of my marvelous Happy Mail that you guys have sent me. I got really behind with Happy Mail processing. I got my thank you notes out, but I did not get my processing done for Happy Mail. So you will start to see the items that you have sent me in Happy Mail starting to come to life in these journals. Of course, we have our 3 creative kits in here. Our 3 kits were Feathered Friends, Winged Wonders, and Antique Fair. But we also have these clusters on the pages that you see that have a paper clip on the edge here. A lot of times, well, all the time, these clusters go together, you guys. So this is like if you've got 5 minutes, man, you can pull out this cluster and you can go to town on it. This is a new kind of cluster, friends. This is a story cluster. It has images that will prompt you to write a story. Now, this story is about being at home. We can even look at the letters of the word story to guide us along our path. Maybe you're staying at home. Maybe you are teaching your children at home. Maybe you are finally organizing your storage room. Maybe you are resting or recreating or respiting at home, and you have a sense that you enjoy this sort of let's face it, I mean, we've kind of created a hotel for ourselves, right? So home Home is a education facility. Home is an entertainment facility. Home is an exercise facility. Home is a restaurant. Home is a cafe. Home is a bar. I've been really enjoying cocktails at the end of the day, and so instead of like going to have a cocktail, which honestly I never did, so I think maybe when things normalize, that's going to be one of the things that I might enjoy doing, is going to have a cocktail somewhere. But it's your bar, it's your restaurant, it's your cafe, it's your workplace, it's everything now. And I know that sometimes that's really daunting. This says explore. I love the colors of the way that everything kind of matches here. So we have this greenish, we have this brownish going on, this warm chocolate brown, along with the prompt that says explore. This prompt says breathe. Anytime you guys see a story symbol in these books, that is story time, my friends. That's time for you to create your own story. This is our antique fair kit. I love the way this chippy came out. It says, and voices soft and sweet. This one says, inspection requested. I got a book about robots at the library. I was so excited. This is Maria from Metropolis, 1927. She was the first movie robot, and this is kind of a fold out. So you get the whole, the book was like, I don't know, this big or so, and you get the whole fold out of Maria the robot. Vintage text. You guys know how much I love to use vintage. I love this black and white food photography we have going on. We have encyclopedia pages, dictionary pages. This is from a Simplicity sewing book. I think this is 1975, something around there. Another little cluster for you to play with. This one says, the journey awakens the soul, and truly does in it. My friend Kathy gave me a philatelic magazine that had a lot of stamp imagery in it, so I'm using that. I dig this Anchor Hawking ovenware for your microwave. Didn't we think that we needed that? I gotta tell you guys what my daddy's doing. My daddy is an excellent cook. Now, he is visually impaired now, so he doesn't quite cook as much as he used to, but honestly, he really, really enjoys it. You guys, he is, now my parents they aren't vegetarians, but man, oh man, they eat a lot of vegetables, legumes. To them, a really good meal, and to me too, this is how I grew up, is like a bowl of pinto beans, some coleslaw, and a thick slice of cornbread. Now, cornbread, the way my mom does it, does not have sugar in it. So it is to me, it's like an Indian cornbread. It is the essence of cornbread, what cornbread should be. And so that's kind of the way that they eat. And so Dad has been taking, now this is exactly Daddy, a whole onion, taking the skin off of it, putting it in a plastic bag and microwaving it. And I got to get those directions, because that's, you're kind of roasting an onion without turning on the oven to do it. So they have really, really been enjoying their onions, basically kind of just a steamed onion. This is another little cluster for you. Anytime you see an alphabet, it's a great call to focus in on those Neville Goddard I am meditations. I am never ending. I am nostalgic. I am nice. I am naughty. I am. The I Am meditations by Neville Goddard are very, very effective. They make you feel good. They give you a sense of absolute empowerment in your life. I love the way that this little chippy came out. It says simplified. And then we have fabric for you to work with. Of course, these books are filled with vintage text. We talked about that. I love the old pictures. I love the stellar imagery, the black and white imagery, especially things like the... I love, love, love working with Farmer's Almanac. I just think it's a a super cool publication. Even now, you know, it has like these stellar illustrations and just such wonderful articles, informative articles about all kinds of things, not just about farm things. This is called Winged Wonders. Now, this is a chippy kit. This is a kit for you to, again, you know, if you have 10 minutes in the morning, get your kit out, look at it, maybe decide kind of what to do with it. Maybe this can be your thought for the day to come back to at night and finish it up. Or, you know, if you are at your leisure right now, you can finish it up all in one sitting. And then the fun thing is you have the ability to finish a kit and then stick your items back into your book, because of course we have 8 pockets here. This is a story about Southern. Have you ever been to the Southern United States? Did you like it? Did you go to Oxford? Did you go to any festivals or any auctions? Did you drink some wine? We have a couple little wine images right here. Did you visit a specialty shop? Now this is about, you know, maybe you went to visit a specialty knife shop. My cousin is building his own knives now, and I just think it's, I mean, it's artistry. His dad is a potter and a glass artist, you know, kind of, he's turning out like Chihuly kind of things. He did start in the pottery business, and he is quite well known. He was the founder of a company called Mud Tools, and those are tools to work in clay. So very interesting, yeah, that side of my family. We have a little cluster here for you that says transformation. Create a mood, atmosphere, or feeling. I think that's kind of what we're doing in our homes now. You know, that might be a call for you to write about something like that. And the way that these chippies are arranged, my friends, is you can pull them out, you can read the prompt here, and then you can automatically write about it on the back of the index cards. I like index cards. I love going to the grocery store and picking up art supplies, and index cards are one of those things that I really do pick up almost every single time I go to the market. Chris is like, why do you need so many of those? I was like, I make stuff with them. Got a little bit of scripture reading right here. I just think things like that are very interesting. They also, if you combine scripture reading with these old hymnals, I think you just get, it evokes a sense of, you know, the holidays, whether you hate them, whether you love them, whether you're the Grinch, whether you're an angel, whatever. And then some, of course, we're starting to incorporate the holidays now, so we've got a little Christmas cluster right here for you. Bookmarks, tags, things to play with, papers to play with, things to cut out. Remember that you have like whole pages in here. You can pull out this whole page. You can peruse the recipes. You know, a flow journal is fun to make art with. It's also fun to read. It's fun to, you know, you can sit in front of the fire on a cold winter's night and pull out the separate little readable bits that are in a flow journal. A little bit of canvas for you along with these beautiful leaves, courtesy of our friend Judy, the card maker. We can see that we're starting to use orange, and you know, I'm trying to get used to it. I love the way those colors came together right there. I'm not an orange person, but I am trying. I think that's the theme of 2020, isn't it? Try and try and try. My mom and I talked about that yesterday. She has a friend who has the COVID, as she calls it, and she's very concerned about her friend. This is our Feathered Friends creative cluster right here. Again, you guys, now this is you can see the wiggle right there, okay? Because this is a super soft cover journal. We have this, you know, again, the brown, the black, the entrance of autumn into this year that we have had. hemp cording right here for the binding, as well as these beautiful wooden and glass beads. These are, you know, like those Pandora-ish beads. Really digging also the way that the hairy paper clips are coming together. Again, a nod to the autumn season. I also included some pumpkin right here on your inner page. I thought that those pumpkins are super cool, and I'm really digging the blue pumpkins. It makes me almost want to go to the farm and get a white pumpkin and paint it blue. Let's go get lost. Oh yeah, let's do that. You've got your 3x3 mini book, your little flip book right here. Now this might just give you ideas about how to use a few scrap bits that you might have. We've got some map imagery, got some old phone imagery that also goes perfectly with this page right here. Remember the rotary dial phone? You know, when I stayed at my grandma's house, or when I went to visit my grandma, the rotary phone table, and she actually had like a phone table, and it was between the uncle's bedroom and the auntie's bedroom. We have a story cluster right here for you. Other fish in the sea. We've got a photo of an old fisherman right here. Essentially, this is nautical inspired, so you can use the imagery to create your own nautical piece, your own nautical story. Maybe your uncle was a sailor on the sea. Maybe he fought in a war in, I don't know, maybe he was in a conflict in Thailand. Maybe he originally thought he would marry an American woman, but he married a woman from Thailand. They had a son named Robert, and he was a young man who entered the medical profession. So there you go. You can use these letters to create your story. You know, it's a jump off point. Telephone, we were talking about the telephone. So the telephone table, you know, the telephone was always ringing, and it was, you know, between their bedrooms, and it was always sweet to go there. My uncles and my aunties, I had 4, and they were only 10 years older than me, 12 years older than me. And, you know, I lived close to them. I was within walking distance when I was a child until I was about 7 years old. We lived within walking distance, and I was always going to see my aunties and my uncles, and it was so much fun to go up there on a Friday night, because they were, you know, they all had jobs, they all worked, they were going to school. On Friday night, they would go out. And they had dates, and it was all like giggly, and you know, yeah, the Old Spice was in the air. You know, my uncle's oil crayons. You know, I remember that scent coming from his room. He also wore like musk oil, and I remember that scent coming from his room. My aunties were all dressed up in their sweet finery. Now this was, you know, the early '60s. And it was just such a, you know, you got kind of this sense of excitement and anticipation about life and life in general, and joy, and what a sweet thing it is, you know, to be a teenager, to be alive, to be in that era. It was a very immersive experience for a 5-6-year-old child, and I did spend a lot of time up there because, of course, I loved to hang out with my uncle and listen to music and draw. This is our antique fair kit. You can see that I'm really using my robot book. This is science fiction. Back here, a little cover from Science Fiction magazine. We have a lot of map imagery, sewing imagery, animal imagery. This is from the Simplicity Sewing Book. I really do dig it. Love the metallic butterflies that we have going on. A little bit of Agatha Christie because, you know, Inspector Poirot. Do you hear the birds? I think they're having a chitter-chatter outside. I'm really loving pots of gold now. I'm more of a silver girl than a gold girl, but there's something about the pots of gold on a darker background that I'm really kind of gravitating to now. We've got another story here. Now this story is about on the 29th and the 30th, you go to see some of your friends that you have not seen in a long time. And then your story starts from there. You have all these images. Now, some of them have to do with cocktails. So maybe you are meeting friends for cocktails. Maybe it's your son. Maybe it's your friend Tony that you haven't seen since March. Maybe it is you're organizing a festival that maybe won't take place until 2023, because that's kind of what they're telling us about festivals and that kind of thing. Maybe you are going to a rock venue and they're only letting 20 people into the venue, which is a thing now, and it makes you feel young to be able to go and do something like that. I mentioned the festival season. I know that a lot of you know this, and a lot of you maybe might be a surprise to you, that I was in the music business for about, I say about 50 years, because I started playing when I was 10, I stopped when I was about 40, and then I spent 20 years as a booking agent and a music publicist. So when I talk about music and festivals and things like that, I kind of know what the lay of the land is. And the odd thing is that we kind of thought 2021 or 2022 was going to be it. Now it's kind of looking like late 2022, maybe 2023. I have not had any bands that I previously worked with release anything this year, and of course no one is touring. So part of my freelance work is writing biographies and things like that, and record release articles and things like that, but those things aren't happening, not right now. This is our Winged Wonders cluster, and that's a hummingbird in this one. What is a grandparent? Love these things from the 1975 Farmer's Almanac. You have a wonderful piece of canvas here, matching papers and leaves to work with. Something about canvas and burlap this time of year. It's kind of like one of those things that, you can just start thinking that way, and, thinking heavier. You kind of like to learn to knit this year. I've been kind of mulling that over. Of course, at night, that's when Chris and I are kind of hanging out on the sofa. We might be watching TV. We are really looking forward to watching the Umbrella Academy, the new series, but Chris is like, we need to kind of just hoard that stuff and watch it when the weather's really bad. And of course, then there's the whole winterizing the house thing, and there's a lot to do as we look at the long winter that we have here in Richmond, Virginia. So we have some illustrations for you. These are like 4x8 cards. So you can take these templates out and actually create on the card, and then that way you'll have something to send to someone. This is a great a great little collection of happy mail if you are into happy mail and if you send happy mail to people. I love to get and give happy mail. It's the nicest thing in the world. If you're my patron over at Patreon, you know that you get happy mail on a monthly basis. This is our antique fair. I love this. It says don't miss out. Kind of was the kind of a theme, right? You think about things that you didn't do when you had the opportunity, and it's like, argh, wish I would have done that now. This is the very last of I call this green curry. I love the Indian inspired nature of this. And then we have this gorgeous bead strand with glass beads. I love this kind of scrimshaw looking element here. So let's take a look at her. Let's scoot these other babies out of the way. We start with See the World on PBS, on Travel Channel, on things like that. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. That's a way to travel. Aren't we lucky that we have these other outlets that we can watch videos about Italy, or we can watch Rick Steves. I like Rick Steves because he kind of gets into the thick of things. He, he has shows about Europe and traveling here and there. I really love using encyclopedias, you guys. I think not only do they have rich imagery, the wording is very rich, and also you have the opportunity to learn something new, and I really do love that. Just a little warning here, these are super old hymnal pieces, and they're a bit chippy, but what chips off you can make into chippies, right? There's some golden books for you. A little bit. I'm starting to incorporate bread ties. Chris really eats a lot of bread, which is good because I make a lot of sandwiches, and that keeps me from cooking like whole meals. There's really nothing he enjoys more than a sandwich, so I think I'm a lucky girl in that perspective. But we sure do have a lot of those like plastic tab things, and I know there are tons of stuff that you can do with them, so I'm starting to just kind of incorporate them into journals. We have our Winged Wonders kit here for you. This time is I believe that's a hummingbird as well. Lots of colors. She was herself again. I like the way that chippy came together. Community, time, a lasting influence. I thought that would be a really good journal prompt, because we think about the influences of our life, the influences of our family. What did you learn from your family? Who was your major influence? I had, of course, my uncle, and then my second grade teacher, Mrs. Madrid, was like this gigantic musical influence on me, and probably directed me down that musical path. It's when I was an assistant teacher in third grade, you guys, Mrs. Madrid was the gifted and talented teacher. So I had an opportunity when I was like 27 to get to know her all over again. What a great opportunity 20 years later to get to re-know your second grade teacher, who she was a profoundly wonderful person. This is our antique fair kit for you. Baking powder biscuits. Again, this encyclopedia page, I really do like that. I think I might have missed our story prompts here. If I don't run across one soon, I will put 2 in here for you. I think that was like a spur of the moment thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. And I think we might have missed this one. The first moon landing, 1969. I remember watching this on TV. I even remember where the TV was. It was in our living room. It was a black and white TV. I don't think we had color TV. I definitely remember, it was in black and white, right? But I remember where the TV was. I remember my dad standing there watching it with me, because I got to watch the moon landing. Very exciting. This is also the year that Chris was born, so there you go. So while I was watching TV, he was being born, so there's that. Lots of beautiful, inspiring pages here. Recipes. A little prompt that says make good. If you can't make anything but make some good all day long, then make some good. Artistic. Again, this is one of the journal prompts that you can flip over and write upon. My index cards that I'm so in love with. Got lots of very, very pretty, look how pretty that page goes together. Look at how that blue matches this blue over here. And don't forget, guys, you can always remove a whole signature from these books and work in it, and then come back, like I said a while ago, and stick in your work. But you can also just remove a whole signature and take it with you. Maybe you've got a train journey or a car journey coming up, or maybe a loved one has fallen ill and you're going to the hospital and you need something to do while you're there. basically all you need to work in a flow journal is some scissors and you know, a glue stick. And it's very, very simple. Yeah, I am not seeing our story starters here, so I will stick in 2 story starters for this book. Why did the elephant lie down? Because he couldn't lie up. Ah, something to make you laugh. Look, I love these Sesame Street stamps. You know, I keep trying to get cute stamps at the post office. They're out of everything. They're out of international stamps. They don't have this. They don't have that. It took me 30 minutes to do the mail the other day. The lobby was packed, and they were only allowing a few people in at a time. But, you know, let's not diss the post office, because they're there, they're working. I cannot say anything negative about the post office or about what's happening now or how it's affecting the post office. So there we go. We've got 3 new journals, my friends, to go in the shop today. I will be listing those quite soon, so check them out. I'm probably going to have them listed within the next hour. It's 10:45 Eastern Standard Time now, so quite soon, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me babble, babble, babble. I'll talk to you later.